Our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVRF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
Welcome to the home of Cure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall, to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of Cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of Cure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients. Water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Cure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Hi, good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. And it's a pleasure being in your company. Of course, this program, like I said before, it's our 18th year running. And just about 2 more years again, and that's it. I am out of here. As we celebrate our 20th anniversary, that would also be my last venture into Breaking Barriers. So just about 2 more years or so, like I said, for me to retire, and God willing, by that time, basically, I am hoping and praying that the hospital would be complete, God willing. Let me just welcome our first background and then I'll go through my monologue. Of course, I welcome our good friend Style Expression Limited. And without saying anything, you know that Tile Expression is the place to go for tiles in Trinidad and Tobago. Whether it is you're doing a complete house or you're renovating or you're just building an apartment, you know what to do. I don't have to tell you. Make the arrangements and head down accordingly. Justin, I'm just going to send you one thing and I'll tell you when I want that, right? So I will tell you, oops, right, here we go. Let me just see if I can pull this up now. Right, good, here we go. Good, I have it. Oh, man. I hate when I have to do this, but I have no choice. This is what old age does to you. Tends to stress you out a little bit, especially where things that you forgot are concerned, right? I just sent you something. All right. So let me just heal out somebody here. What happened is that, and you know I always try to heal out my viewers because we meet so many of them every single day. And, you know, my daughter was telling me, you know, Dad, you don't get fed up. Hey, Justin, I just got a message for you. I don't know if you'll approve of this, right, Justin and Saif, and all of yours outside there. I was told that Modi and Nazim will be hosting Breaking Barriers in the next 2 years, right? So look forward to that, right? The name of the program will change because of the age that those two gentlemen are and because of the problems with flatulence. We will be changing the name of the program to Breaking Wind, right? And of course, that is because it's Moody and Nazim. Boy, I could tell you. Anyway, I just want to thank, of course, Nazim, Moody, and Daniel, and all those who continue to really, really do a fantastic amount of work there at the Baraka grounds. Good. So what is happening is that, oh yeah, here we go. Let me see here. Right, good. I met Nadira today at PriceSmart. How are you going there, Nadira? And I just want to say a special good evening to Mr. Ashok Toll of Princestown. Mr. Ashok Toll, how are you, sir? I was told that you're an ardent fan of the program and you've been watching for years. It's a pleasure to have you on board, sir, and may God bless you with that little strength. And of course, Nadira, it was a pleasure meeting you. And just add to the whole greeting thing, I just want to wish my partner from Kanj Roti all the best on his birthday. He will be 31 years. He doesn't look a day younger than 51. So therefore, all the best to you and your family. When it comes to the best roti and some of the best curry you could eat, these people is really, when I tell you, they're really for Ramadan. We look forward to having them there at Ramadan. And this Ramadan coming up, we're looking forward to having them again because when they cook, brother man, it is lush. It is real lush. And if you have an event and you're looking for somebody to cater, check them out. All right. Right. So just to let you know as well as we go along, yeah, Justin, run that slide for me. What happened is that this St. Augustine spectacular view now, this is a gated community, and this is where the real big Sawatis and them looking to get a space, right? Now, what happened is that this place is an area with limited spots right now. Limited. So here what happening. Take advantage. You see the number on the screen? Call them now. That number on the screen. Call them right now. They are 4-bedroom and 2-bedroom units. And here the good thing about this, part proceeds from the sale of this goes towards the Baraka Hospital. Yes, so all you take advantage one time. All right, so give them a call, 689-0705. All right, let's come back to our friends there and at Tile Expression, and let's get the ball rolling, guys. Let's start moving. Boy, I didn't know if to start with this or not now, because this was real painful. This young child, right? well, that's a pity of her, but what happened is that I was told that she's been 3 years, I believe. There was a house fire in Endeavour. Come back to me. And what happened is that in the house fire, what happened is that the child was inside. Both parents were able to escape, but the child was inside, and the child ended up, all right, and if my brother Nazim could contact security, please. I see security from Baraka Grounds is trying to call me. Moody or Nazim, please contact security, Suleiman, and find out what is the issue, please, because I see he's trying to contact me via my cell. All right, so, yeah, so what happened is that the fire took place, and the roof actually came down on the child, and the child ended up dying. And, you know, every single day we hear about tragedy in this country, especially tragedy with children. And if children, they are not dying by the gun, and they are not dying by fire, you know, that's the house. It's a massive structure. Okay. Wow. The ceiling had to have come down. Condolences, you know, goes out to the family. You know, it's never, never, never easy to lose a loved one. Of course, especially in these times when you're trying so hard to make ends meet, and then, of course, all of a sudden, these things take place. I passed through a fire once, and in fact, in Bamboo here, we had 5 or 6 fires, and we don't even have one fire. In fact, we have one fire extinguisher in the whole village, I believe. And what happened is that we have been clamoring for fire extinguishers, but we wouldn't get it. I mean, seeing that BICS want to invest $500 million in Mayaro, BICS, maybe you could help us invest in some fire extinguishers for the village that help you out too. I mean, a little thing wouldn't hurt. I mean, donate about 10 fire extinguishers now. Nothing wrong with that. But then we got to go through WASA to get it organized, and Ministry of National Security, and that might cost about $50 billion. But that is the next story by itself. Let's go again, guys. Oh, before we go to this, let me just welcome Neil Shah's Auto Parts, where you can get all your European parts, original, replacement, body, mechanical, electrical. Give them a call. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, Volvo. This is where I get some of my parts, so why not you, right? Give them a call and tell them that I referred you. Right, so let's look at the budget, my friends. Total revenue, $54 billion. Total expenditure, $59 billion. And as usual, we have a deficit of $5.197 billion. The oil price is estimated at $85 per barrel, and natural gas at 5 per MMBTU. Right? Now, it is not the first time that Trinidad goes through a deficit in our budget. That is normal. In fact, in everything we do, there is a deficit. So therefore, that is standard. Let's go to number 2. Education and training get the largest chunk, yet it is we have schools rotting, and when children writing exams, termite ain't helping them. Termite falling on the book and actually communicating with them and tell them, here, what, I'm going to help you. Because this is what going, if you see the condition of some of these schools, it fit for animals. But then again, no surprise. With the government in charge, that is the norm. Let's go again. Right? So education get the biggest chunk with $8 billion. And here they had to say, 2,400 laptops are to be distributed, and $1,000 book grants distributed to students in need. Now, I want you to look at the areas where those laptops will be given out, because with this government, it don't have no poor people in Caroni. It don't have no people in need in Barrackpore. It don't have no people who in need in areas where a certain group of people is under this government. And I make no apologies for that, because that is as factual as you could get and as plain as you could see it. You feel I'm joking? Look at AGC and look at the houses. Look at the houses where houses are being built. Look who getting houses. And also, when you look at what takes place with the distribution of grants, take a good look. That is how the government operates. Like I've always said, I will never support discrimination, either on the UNC side or on the PNM side. But the PNM is well known for discrimination to the max. Let's go again. Right? the health sector gets $7.4 billion. And out of that $7.4 billion, $6.5 billion will go into corruption. Because I want the Minister of Health to tell Trinidad and Tobago, this campaign where they have with Move With Trinidad and Tobago, Let's Move TNT, what the hell you call it, where they have banners all over the country. What did that cost the health sector, and what did it benefit the health sector? Because I have said it before, you could put on an MRI machine or a CT scan machine in West Shore, in in Medical Associates, in you name it, Surgery Med, wherever you are, you put a CT scan or MRI machine. And that CT scan machine will run for donkey years. In Trinidad and Tobago, you put a CT scan machine or you put an MRI machine in the public healthcare institution, and within 1 week, some donkey going to switch off the breaker and say it ain't working again. Or they want to go online with a girl and I say it ain't working. And then boom, the next day it come back to normal. Because this is how it operates. But you see, $7 billion to do what? How has health improved? I want you to tell me, all those of you, the hundreds of thousands watching this right now, how has this budget improved your life? How has it improved your life? Everything that you see so far in terms of expenditure in every single ministry, how has it impacted on your life positively? The answer will be negative, except for the stupid ones who will say, well, yeah, healthcare improved, but yet it is when they go to the hospital, they line up like potong. A lie? Let's go again, guys. The minimum wage has been increased by $3 to $20.50. So now you have to work only an hour to buy a kiss bread. And why you buy a kiss bread is 80% air. Because as I said before, if you want to save a life, somebody about to crash, you throw a kiss bread in front of them, because that is like an airbag. So you walk in a whole hour to buy a loaf of bread. And I am proud to say that not one single member of my staff works a minimum wage. Even the new minimum wage, none of my staff. None of my staff work for $25 an hour. In fact, I think most of my staff work for $30, $40 an hour. Right? And more. So the reality of it is that I don't have to worry about this, because quite frankly, none of my staff fall in this category. Because I am of the firm belief that one of the things that you do is that you pay your staff well and you treat them fairly. And you pay them before the sweat on their brow dries, and that is how I operate. Let's go again, guys. So this $3, I don't know who it's going to make a difference to, but I know, you know who has set a cost? All them security firms and them who does pay their officers minimum wage. All I'm going to cost now, because they're going to pass that on to all the government contracts that they have. Even though they are billing the government $30 and $40 an hour and sucking the blood of security officers, they're still going to increase rates. Let's go to $1 billion in payback will go by Christmas for 37,000 public service sector workers who accepted the 4% wage offered by government. I want to ask a question. Why it is that is being done for Christmas and not for, you know, like Diwali? Why? Is it that the Hindu community is not important and getting that money for the Diwali period for them, it is not important, or is it that they are insignificant? I'm just asking, because what happens is that is how we do things in this country, right? We don't look at doing things differently. We always try to copy, even though it's a racist country and a discriminatory country all over, we try to copy them. Why wait until the end of the year? Why we can't say, here what happening, boy? Diwali coming up, the beginning of November, here what happening? We giving public servants their 4%, right? And all who settle for 4% ain't joke dotish, nah? Right? All you really play all a joke dotish. Because at the end of the day, some are still working on 2013 salaries, right? And all settle for 4% because all your union leaders is sell out. And all just sit by idly and say, well, here what we go do, boy. Anyway, before we go on to the next one, let me just tell you, number one, that berberine sold out at most pharmacies throughout Trinidad and Tobago. You could still get it at Pennywise, though, and one or two other pharmacies. So, again, this is just to tell you that it is sold out, and we'll be back in the country in a week or two. So make sure anywhere you see, and not just berberine, AHA, AJA, make sure you go for that brand, because that is where you get the real stuff, not this copycat bogus thing that you see all over. All right? So remember, make sure and head down to Pennywise tomorrow morning and pick up whatever stocks. I advise you, if you want one bottle, take 4. Just in case. You know what I mean? Because you know sometimes it does have delay in shipment and thing. All right, so let's go again, guys. Let's welcome our good friends, Gate Automation Company Limited, where you get everything when it comes to gate automation. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are living in Trinidad, this is more compulsory than food right now, automatic gate. Because the days for coming out and opening a gate, you could get robbed, you could get, your car could get stolen. Or you can end up with all three. Right, so let's go again. Right. Oh, that is my favorite one, number 5. Number 5. Let me try and make a call. Yes, boy, because he up, man. And I'm calling this man even though I didn't tell him I was going to call him, but I'm going to call him. Because I want him to verify something. Right? I call him, is that he ain't probably know. Right? Let me see. Let's see if we can pick up his phone. Right. Man, I'm picking up his phone, boy. Right, I'll try him back a little later. Right. Now, go back to that. The Commissioner of Police will be ordered to triple the annual intake of new recruits from 300 to 1,000 for 2024. Police will also be given 80 million additional for new vehicles and equipment to increase their presence in communities. I want to ask you a question here now. How many of the new vehicles they bought in the last 2 years have been destroyed by police? How many of the new vehicles that they bought can't even get parts with because the crooked companies that they bought it from don't even have parts of some of those new vehicles? You see, I remember about 3 years ago when Griffith was there, I received a call, and the first thing Gary said, no stupid joke here, I have some seniors here with me. Because that is how, you know, I just always talk stupidness, right? So he said, I'm calling you because I have the seniors here from transport, the fleet manager and everybody else. And what happened is that I want to get, you had sent us a report on the vehicles, and we have looked at the report. And I want you to just reiterate what vehicles will work on. And I gave them a list of vehicles that you could get parts for. Vehicles, when you talk about the components in it are stronger, and I give them a whole report. Then, you see, Cornholio and Gadahan decide that they're going to buy things like Kia and Hyundai. Kia and Hyundai was never a good vehicle for the police service. Never. And now with the RAV4s you have right now, the RAV4s and them falling apart, transmission problem, suspension problem, steering rack problem, that is not a vehicle to give to police. But yet it is. You have idiots making decisions and buying these police vehicles, and when they're on the road, they're falling apart. Going in one pothole, spindle bend, right? Lower cradle arm, mash up, transmission bust in half. Compliments these stupid people who are making these decisions. And as I've said before, this is why, and people ask me, you know, up to today, a man asked me, how come I don't repair police? Because again, it is because of racism, discrimination, and not only that, because I open my mouth. I could have shut my mouth, and all now, I could have been making millions, you know. But let me tell you what used to happen. They used to drop police vehicles by me, and we used to put in genuine parts. We used to put in high-quality parts. And then 1 week after, the same vehicle coming back, and all the parts change. You know where the parts you put in gone. And we used to write reports, and the police services seniors had a problem with that because many of the seniors were tied into the crookery in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And what happened is that they were also benefiting from the crookery. This is why some of these garages that you have right now, men smoking weed inside the police vehicle while they're repairing it. Some of these fellas don't even paying taxes. One company, millions, over $15 million, and check their VAT records, which we got recently. Check their VAT records and see how much they're claiming. And the police record shows something completely different. So the VAT Office and Board of Inland Revenue needs to investigate some of these characters of them, because you have conmen, crook and bandits repairing police vehicles. And if you thought Vemcott was full of that, the private garage is full of that too as well. Not all of them, Not all of them, because it have one or two that good. And I will stand by those guys. All right, so let's go again, guys. Oh, but not only that. Wait, pull back to number 5. Pull back to number 5. All right? Good. Now, the 80 million additional for new vehicles and equipment to increase the presence in communities. Okay, come back to me. What difference did it make? And how many communities did police really visit? I want you to answer that question. And how many brand new vehicles they get in will actually visit the high crime areas or the areas where you feel there are problems? You know, that wouldn't happen because you know why? The police raid the bandits. And if on one side, the police raid the bandits, and then on the other side, the police are the bandits. Can't tell the difference? Like I always tell people, and I make no apologies for this, if you see anybody entering your company on your compound illegally, and that person, whether it is they have on a uniform or not, you know what to do. Because these days, more bandits have police uniform than police. So know what all you're doing. Save your life, and within the confines of the law, make sure and do what is necessary to protect your family. Right? Like I say, even if some of them have to end up living in a shovel, do what is necessary to protect your home and to protect your family within the confines of the law. Wink, wink. Right? So, let's go again. The fuel subsidy may reach $1 billion in 2024. There will be no hike in prices. You know, and tell me if I lie. Tell me if I lie. Right? I used to drive a Range Rover before, but now I drive a Jeep Wrangler. And that Jeep Wrangler, while you're driving it, you're watching your gas gauge going down. And I ain't joking, I have been to Miami over 100 times. And it's only one flight I took with American Airlines because I support my Caribbean Airlines. And every time I would rent a SUV, it had a time my son and I went to Las Vegas and we rented a Mustang with a 5.7 liter engine. And we drove that vehicle all over Las Vegas. All over. And ended up putting, I could remember at that time it was $60, $70 US to fill up the tank. $70 US, and I toured the whole of Las Vegas in 5 and 7 days. And only when I was ready to leave, I put gas. In Miami, I remember we rented a 15-seater bus with my brother and them, and we drove that bus all week. And didn't even put gas until we were ready to leave. In Trinidad, you go PriceSmart 2 times, and you're ready to put gas. The gas, while you're putting gas in the tank, you're watching the gas evaporating. So half the gas going up in the air and the other half going in your tank. And it's looking like while you're driving, somebody thieving, because this gas in Trinidad, this finished so fast. I lie? Tell me if I lie. We have the worst quality gas. I don't know what they just put in our gas. That when that gas go in, it's like that gas is get thinner and decide to go through that injector at a faster rate. Because nowhere in the world I've been to Turkey, Thailand, Singapore, Dubai, all over the world I have been. And Trinidad is the only country that I know gas does finish so fast. A lie? Even, the LPG does work good. He says the other day he was getting some problems with this blue gas thing. The blue gas was giving me black pot. So I don't know what went wrong there. All right, so let's welcome our good friends, Automax Black Disinfectant. I know many people thought that you couldn't get black disinfectant again. And here what's happening, this in Trinidad is so important because, I lucky I don't have it. I have a good neighbor to the left, I have a good neighbor to the right. So I don't have a good neighbor across the road. So I don't have that problem. But there are many villages in this country where it have the neighbors stink and they throw all kind of thing in the drain. And you just need to use black disinfectant, not just regular black disinfectant. You need to use Automax Black Disinfectant. Because when you put a little cap full of that partner, that just turn your whole drain white and it just smell for days. Give them a call if you're buying in bulk. Right? 658-4984, 321-5903. Right? Give them a call and of course, ask them for wholesale inquiries as well. And of course, you could stock it in your hardwares or whatever business you have. All right, so let's go again, guys. Property tax will be collected in 2024. The same property tax that they say they were not going to introduce. Here happening, and I make this statement without apology. A large percentage of PNM supporters, a large percentage of them, right, who went and checked out their house in the crime areas, who went and checked out their house, who went and surveyed their house. Because here what's happening, if them are paying, I ain't paying. If them are paying, I ain't paying. I want you to show me the hotspots, what their taxes will be. Because you see, that is how the PNM does operate. The PNM does make sure and take care of their people. They'll make sure, and here what's happening, you're paying your rent, but we still painting over your whole building for you. You're paying your rent, but we still fixing you up. Don't worry, you're getting water and electricity free. There are literally tens of thousands of people right now, PNM supporters, who don't pay $1 in rent, and $1 in water rate, and $1 in electricity. Let Wasanti and Tech tell you. Let them tell you. It have some areas where people getting water 24 hours a day and don't pay $1 in water rate. You see, that is how it is, Animal Farm. Normal thing in Trinidad under this government. Let's welcome our good friends, RPM Express Couriers. And remember, for all your couriering needs, whether it is you purchase from eBay, from Old Navy, from Amazon, yes, Amazon, you know that is where all, or from Shein or Shine or whatever they call it, right? I've been seeing many of those packages coming by me lately, right? Which is a good thing because normally when you get them other packages from them expensive, please, all your chest and they start to hurt you. All right, so give them a call at 2244 RPM and they will, of course, fix you up when it comes to all your courier needs. Remember, excellent service, on-time delivery, and back to tell you again, boy, the best people to deal with. 224 for RPM, or you can check them out on rpmexpresscouriers.com. Let's go again, guys. Pause that right there. Pause that right there, because I had a laugh. The government plans to tackle the foreign exchange crunch. How? How stupid? Cornholio, how do you plan? You have to be a special cooker fat, right? A special cooker fat to tell us that you're going to handle the foreign exchange crunch when we have no gas to sell, when oil is dead, when literally the exports that we have, our imports greater than our exports, where the foreign exchange coming from? And the sum exchange that we have is preferential people getting it. Certain people getting it only. You see, the PNM big Sawatis, they're the ones getting it. Right? If you have certain names in this country, you could get it. And if you have certain other names, you can't get it. It's like, if you have a name like Ishmael, you can't get a water connection in Nassau Ramaya Road. WASA will discriminate. You understand? That is how it is. And that is the case. That is why we are suing. I think Richard put in by next month, so we're supposed to serve on Wassa. Imagine that is where we have to go. For 8 years, we trying to get a proper water connection, and then stinking people and them running, we are wrong all over the place. And then we must take that. Nah, man. Nah. And we're going to talk a little more about Wassa because our manager called me. Right? There's a picture that we have with a crane. Now, this is Junior Sammy crane. I have no problem with the crane. Right? I have no problem with the crane. You know, you have the picture, Justin? Right. Just right. This is the crane. Now, that crane could go up 3 times that height. Right? Now, there are areas that that crane could have worked from or another crane could have worked from. Right? I'm a senior engineer who retired now from Wassa. Told me, he said, listen, the scope of works that was done there could have been completed in 24 hours. That is what he told me. That is what he said. I don't know. I have never taken out and put on a big pipeline. I don't know. But when you look, strangely enough, at the size of crane that was needed there, it was overkill. But I don't blame Junior Sammy for taking the walk. If they're hired, take the walk. And the thing is that when you look, and this is why through the Freedom of Information Act, we're going through and we'll tell you the cost of how much the contractor was paid for that project. Because based on all the equipment, based on all, and here what happening, I have been all over the world, like I said, and I have never seen to put on a piece of pipe or take a piece of pipe out, a crane that size. And if it was to go over the wire, believe me, they could have definitely used it from the other side or closer with a shorter drain, because we went into Ansa McCall compound and we saw it. And I am a certified crane operator. Yes, I get certified. So I could tell you what could work and what can't work. So this is where we are at in this country. Right? And when you look, anyway, we're going to talk about that later on. Let's go again, guys. The unemployment rate declined to 3.7%. Right? Imagine that. And they claim it was 4.9. Ask them what statistics they used to come up with that. Ask the CSO what statistics they used to come up with that. Where did those figures come from? Them just pull it out of a hat midair and just give you figures and tell you, look, X, Y, and Z, and expect people to believe you with their dotishness. Let's go again. No increase in existing taxes to citizens. Whether it is only increase or not, everything is going up in Trinidad and Tobago. Whether it is the government decide to add 15% more on that, it don't make sense. Because when you look, for example, the other day, I got a notification, and I know one of my partners, Shiraz from Grill on the Hill, right? I tell Shiraz and I tell a few of my partners that I know, let we come together and bring a few containers of fries, and we will distribute it amongst ourselves. Because when you look at Hardcore, right, and where Hardcore getting all that money from that foreign exchange from? And Hardcore is only imports, right? I don't think Hardcore does anything to earn foreign exchange. Where's Hardcore getting that foreign exchange from? Even though I buy from them, I want fairness. Hardcore tell me what, $250 for a box of fries now. Fries that was $30-something a bag, gone up to about $50 a bag now. And the worst part is, right, everything where potatoes is concerned, normalized. And not only that, what happens is that freight is still low. You could still get a container out of the US cheap. You could still get a container out of the Middle East or wherever cheap. But all you're telling me that we must still get bent and consumers must continue to suffer. Look today. Please, in about 1 minute, I'll want that. Right? Now look today. Today, I went Price Smart. And what happens is that, but I tell myself, I say, as I'm getting older now, I want to reduce the milk intake, the lactose intake. So I'll start to drink like oat milk and all that. Not goat milk, because just the way I goat, the smell alone, I can't drink that milk at all. That is like some of them politicians and them, you know, the way they just smell, stink of corruption. You see, a goat, I had to come real good to get me to drink goat milk. but I've started to drink like oat milk. And I paid $41 or $42 or something like that for a bottle in PriceSmart. You know how much I paid for that in a supermarket? $73. $30 more for a bottle of oat milk. And I just want to appeal to some of these, and it is not the normal supermarket I go to, right? What happened is that the normal supermarket didn't have extra foods and this other low cost and them didn't have what I wanted. And I went to the big Sawati supermarket, you know, the one that is tell you can't get plastic bag and $70-something for that. $30 on one bottle. And by the way, if PriceSmart could sell it for $43 and make a profit, it means that they are paying about $34 and making a 25% markup, which would take them to about $40-something. So this other company now making what, 100% markup? And all you does still go and want to support these people. I mean, all you had to be capital stupid. How stupid, you know, and I always say this about some Chinese. If you can go to low-cost food basket and extra foods, because extra foods, when they hit you the plenty for 20, partner, your basket full. But you know some all your tongue have a certain taste. And all you don't want to go and buy a certain brand of sardine or a certain brand of this because you know why? But I 14 for $20. I will go and buy 1 tin for $9. And here what happening, no difference in taste, you know, but because all you want to impress everybody and all you don't want people seeing a certain brand, all you want to make sure that only Brunswick in all your trolley, whereas you could get Miran for 40% less. But no, that is how some people operate. You could save literally 20% on your grocery just by changing supermarkets. But you ain't gonna do that because all our money to waste. Anyway, let me just welcome my friends True Value Home Mart, where vacuums, and by the way, most of their vacuums selling out like that. And this is why next week I will introduce you to their latest product, the decking. Right? I ain't want to say no more. But when you talk about quality decking, this is the place to check out. Right? So next week, I'll give you a little preview of the decking. And by the way, they're stocking up now for the December holidays. So go early because real things coming in right now. All right? And it's True Value Home Mart, 638-3722, Midway up El Socorro Road. Can't miss it. Huge place. Let's go again, guys. Oh, yes. Run this video for me. I contacted Kevin Ramnarayan. I was supposed to talk to him tonight, but what happened is that he's not well. He's a bit under the weather, so I will try to pull him in for one-on-one. Take a listen.
About the energy sector's performance in the last 8 years. Let's start. I'll take you from Chaguaramas all the way to Galeota. Chaguaramas, Republic Bank closed down, Royal Bank closed down, Zanzibar closed down, Massey Stores closed down, all because of lower energy sector activity on the peninsula. We go down to Point Lisas, Mittal closed down, MHTL M1 closed down, Yara ammonia plant closed down, Titan methanol closed down. We go down to Point Apia, the refinery closed down. We go down to Point Fortin. We now have 3 LNG trains when we used to have 4. And the 3 that we have operating at 65% capacity. We turn around the corner and we go to Galeota. Galeota is a ghost town, right? Because energy sector activity drilling has fallen 63% in 2015 to 2022. Gas production has fallen 30%, oil production fallen 27%. Employment, persons with jobs in the energy sector has fallen 54% in the last 8 years. So I don't know how that could be construed as a sector moving in the right direction. There is hope on the horizon if we get Manatee. Shell hasn't sanctioned it. Dragon, we don't know when that's going to come. We know the minister signed something, everybody clapped. If I see somebody clapping for something they're not aware of, I might think they're mad. But nobody knows what was signed, and nobody could say when that Dragon gas will arrive in Trinidad. So the actuals, we talk about forecasts and we talk about actuals. When you look at the actual numbers published by the Ministry of Energy, gas production is not moving in the correct direction. We've been under 3 billion cubic feet of gas per day since, I think, January 2021. those plants that are remaining operational in Point Lisa and Atlantic are doing so at 70-80% capacity. So we are in a worrying space. And I'm saying, the message I'd like to get out tonight is that I don't see any sort of reprieve for that narrative I just gave there until 2028. And even that is nothing is promised, in this life.
And yet it is, you have Kokarfat talking about, about how we're going in the right direction. We're going in the right direction if you're living in a madhouse. We're going in the right direction if something wrong with you. Because everything that Kevin Ramnarine said is based on fact. And I have another question. What it is Faris Al-Rawi was doing there? He's a minister of local government in budget talks. And budget talks involve the economy. It involves, the dollars and the cents and the GDP and all them things. What the hell he doing there? Why Colm didn't come? Because you know why Colm didn't come? Because he know he would have get jammed. He know that his lies would have been exposed. He know when he done, he'd have had to walk out there and close the eye and shut him out. But they sent Faris, because I don't know Faris. Faris accustomed to doing stupidness. So whether they beat he up there, he don't care. He don't care. He collecting millions in rent every month. You think he care? Boy, he laughing at the, well, it's millions I think, right? At the end of the day, he laughing at all of we. Laughing. And all you think I would, but I don't know now. Right, let me just say hello to Shumati and her husband Ghost. Right, Shumati and her husband Ghost. Shumati, he alive though. All right, just kidding about that one. All right, oh yeah, let's go back to our slides with the budget, guys. I want to check something. Number 2 in the budget. And thanks to my partner, Roger Rajan, right? With national, Roger, with national security, I left it out intentionally, right? I don't know why. Because I am not going to tell you they're spending X, Y, and Z on national security because I waste of time. Even if they give national security $100 trillion, you have failure. You have a failure in the Ministry of National Security, and you have a failure as the Commissioner of Police. And you have men in khaki who running the biggest prostitution ring. You have men in khaki running the biggest drug ring, the biggest gun ring. And all you want me to talk about our budget allocation? No, I'm not going to do it. Because it don't make sense. Look at what's taking place all over the country. Wallafield, billions of dollars worth in vehicles park up. Right? Billions of dollars. Arangways, billions of dollars in vehicles. And they will never look at man pack up a panel van by St. Joseph and they end up thieving parts from it. Right by the police station. In those yards all over. In those yards all over. You will see. Go for yourself and you will see parts missing. The government could earn over $300-400 million by selling those vehicles. Ask yourself the question, why it is they don't sell those vehicles? How come arrangements? Because 3 years ago, I was putting things in place with Commissioner Griffith. And let me tell you something, this is why I always tell people, Gary Mount big. He dotish just like me. He have a type A personality. And I will tell you something about Gary. Gary was a commissioner. You could have called him and if something makes sense. Because my company was one of the only companies allowed to go and take parts on police vehicles to fix other police vehicles. They trusted no one else. Ask my manager if you feel alive. Ask Commissioner Griffith if you feel alive. Because they know when we go in there to take out a drive shaft, we not putting our alternator or compressor in we pocket. We were trusted 100%. But you see, and this was one of the decisions that Commissioner Griffith made that I had suggested to him. There were about 20 X-Trails in the police service they park up. And I told Commissioner Griffith, I said, Commissioner, we have 20 X-Trails parked up there. Why don't we take out some of those X-Trails and use parts and salvage from one and fix the other? And he approved that. And we were able to fix, out of about 18 vehicles, we were able to fix 12 from taking parts from others and fixing. Imagine that 12 vehicles were put back on the road. And by the way, we did that within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. And the components and the parts we used were high-end. But you see, it have criminals doing police work right now under the TTPS, under some of those garages. And they're putting in parts. Let me tell you something. The day one of those officers crashed a vehicle and dead because of a defective component, I hope that the TTPS can sue the living daylights out of some of those garages, because many of them is crooks and conmen running them. And that is what the TTPS is allowing right now. So how the hell you expect them to deal with crime? You can't expect them to deal with crime, because they themselves in the TTPS, the people who managing a lot of these things, are criminal and crooks. So what do you expect? Let me just welcome my good friends, Mitsu Air Limited. And of course, Mitsu Air Limited is where you get Mitsubishi Air Conditioning, which is the only air conditioner brand to give you 10 years parts and labor warranty. 10 years, folks. It have air conditioner companies telling you after 90 days you ain't getting nothing. And then it have air conditioner companies selling you things that could burn down your house. I ain't joking about that. That is a serious thing. All you remember, while I was sleeping in a little bedroom, many of these air conditioned units located close to your curtain and some on top by the areas where the curtain is. And if that catch fire, breads, if that catch fire, you in that room, you ain't know until the heat started take you, and then all of a sudden you realize what's going on around here now. So here what happened now. You see Mitsubishi Electric? Call them and let them fix you up with a unit that you're sure going to last you for a long time. And by the way, they have all the parts for all the units. So give them a buzz. And let me hail my partner, Dave. It was a pleasure speaking to you, my brother. And all the best to you and your wonderful family. I have the greatest of respect for you, my brother, and your family. All right, so, and that is what this man is, one of the most honest businessmen I've ever dealt with in my life. Serious. One of the most charitable and one of the most honest. Right? Black and ugly just like me, but what you going to do? That is life, right? Not everybody come out good looking. Hey, Dave, I'm joking about that, by the way. Right, so let's go back to our slides again, guys. You know, when I read this, I started to laugh, right? A man from New York decided to go, right? This man get robbed. He met a woman on a mobile dating app, and the woman from Upper Nelson Street. Now, this is not to label the whole of Nelson Street, because you have good people in Port of Spain, just like you have good people in Beetham, you have good people in Caroni, you have good people all over the country. But here what happened in Aberdeen, you have certain areas in Trinidad and Tobago that if you go, you might get robbed. And Nelson Street is one area. You might get robbed and you might get swindled. So here what happening? That is like parking up outside by the highway by Beetham and relaxing yourself. You wouldn't be able to relax yourself along. Most likely you'll get robbed or somebody got thief your vehicle. And that is the reality of it. And you come from New York with your fast self to go to Nelson Street. They end up robbing you, stripping you naked. And they end up taking the car, but the police end up finding the car because it looked like the people who thieved the car realized it was an MG. And you know MG stands for what? Money gone. Right? So that, like I tell people, that is one vehicle do not buy because you will end up in headaches. Right? That is one vehicle. And by the way, a woman called me this week and problems. I say, here what happened? And I warned earlier. And the husband tells she that, you know. But say what? When you don't listen, you're going to feel. All right, so we welcome Cure to this segment. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Of course, we'll do the intro to Cure when we come back. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8, and this is just a reminder. And you know, before we go for break, about a month ago, I decided to open up my garage facilities with painting, repairs, and engine and bodywork, everything. After a 2-year shutdown. Because I finally decided, because many people kept asking me. And someone asked me a question, how come after closing down your company, you could open back just so and get customers? You see, I've always said in business, you make customers your friends. And this is what I have done. And when I make a promise, I try to keep a promise. And what I do in business is slightly different than what most businessmen will do. And I'll give you an example, a nice example. A gentleman came to fix his vehicle by us. And he told us the budget. Maximum he could make is $2,500. Maximum. Right? It ended up that the bill came up to $2,700 because of everything that we had to do with the vehicle, etc. Because the vehicle was quite an old vehicle. And when the gentleman was talking to me and he told me about how difficult life is and this and that, my worker was passing by and he said, boss, that car might need a battery too as well. And I said to myself, the profit on that car could not be of so much importance that you need to make a profit on that. And that is my conscience talking to me. And I gave back that gentleman. I reduced his bill significantly. Took a hit. Because why? Because a conscience is something that if you do not have in business, it don't make sense. You see, this is the difference when you're doing business. I could have taken advantage of that man because he was desperate and let him go on his way and chalala, I happy, and go to the grocery and buy everything that I wanted while he could not. And I've always said, and as God is my witness, and many people don't even know this, right? Many people don't even know this. My business in Baraka Grounds, right? That business in Baraka Grounds is brilliant. We do not open from Monday to Thursday. We only open from Friday to Sunday. My staff come out on a Thursday to prep for Friday. So my staff only get 4 days work, but I pay them well. So it comes as if they are working by other places for the whole week. And when I'm asked about that, it's a simple answer. Every other tenant needs to survive. And because you support my business so much, right? Like Cathy, who ended up the lightning strike, she sunroof on she car, right? Afraid for she to come down Baraka Grounds. And I ain't no joke, that's fact. And Cathy told me she fell in love with the Lamborghini. And this is why I don't open from Monday to Thursday, so that other people could earn a living. Because I have a conscience. Because I cannot see myself making money Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the tenants to the left and to the right of me suffering. That is not how my father brought me up, and that is not what my religion teaches me. So this is why I could start back my garage facilities. I could start back my repair facilities and get customers like that, because people trust me, because they know if they bring their vehicle to me that we are not going to rob them. If a woman comes, they know that we are not going to try and pull one on them because they are a female. So, for those of you who crash a vehicle and damage a vehicle and looking for a place, give me a call. And we have done many 24-hour repairs and 48-hour repairs like that. Let me just welcome my good friends Cure. And I don't need to tell you that I am also a heavy user of Cure, because Cure have helped me in terms of getting things done daily, with adding the oxygen into my system and giving me the strength that I need to go through my daily course of stress. In fact, everybody should be drinking this because to handle the stress in Trinidad, you need to add more oxygen to your bloodstream. And I could add ad nauseum that thousands of people have used this with great success. People who have, different skin diseases, people who have long issues with breathing, people who are recovering from surgeries, people who are young and athletic, people who are studying. Give them a call, 375-1100, 299-6263, and 292-1913, and they will deliver free. And as I've said before, the greatest gift you could give your parents for all those children watching right now is not diamonds, is not pearls. Being a good child is one, but also making sure that they are healthy and strong. All right, so give them a call and they will deliver to you free. Let's take a break. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. If you're watching this program for the first time, it's a pleasure to have you on board. You can reach me on 6844762. That's my WhatsApp number, 6844762. Feel free to call me anytime, and of course, not call me. You could preferably WhatsApp me, and then we could take the calls after that. All right, so we take a break and we'll be back.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
Welcome to the home of Cure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of Cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of Cure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Cure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Introducing Berberine Plus by Aja Nutrition, a unique combination of all-natural super supplements berberine, bitter melon, and Barnaba leaf. Berberine Plus is clinically proven to provide diabetic support by decreasing insulin resistance, making the blood sugar-lowering hormone insulin more effective, increasing glycolysis, helping the body break down sugars inside cells, decreasing sugar production in the liver, slowing the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut. Available in TNT pharmacies nationwide.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVRF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back, my friends. And, you know, I was told by someone in the police service that about 912 persons were promoted to corporal. And there's a gentleman that I know in his service who is a very diligent, hard-working officer. And he was bypassed, Michael Dwarka. And many people know him because they will know that he's a no-nonsense person, but he's also one of the more friendly faces outside there who goes out there and does his work. He doesn't take the police car and park up by his girlfriend's house and relax for hours or during his shift. And I'm surprised, but not so much surprised, that he was bypassed. Because that is how things go in Trinidad. As I said before, certain people with certain names, they will treat you like heart surgery. You will get bypassed. It's happening in almost every single ministry. And the statistics show it. Let me just welcome Extra Care, and of course, I don't have to tell you, quality products, great prices, compared to other products, in many cases and most cases, higher standards, if not equal. So just look for that brand, Extra Care, at your supermarket nationwide. Let's go to our slides again, guys. Yeah, let's run that. Take a look at this. Now, pause that video. Pause that video. Right? Now, I want you to look at this house and watch the barbed wire that surrounds the wall. Right? And this is how far people will go to protect themselves and their belongings. But yet it is, you have these cockroaches, these rats, these swines who will come and still take advantage in the dead of night. Take a look at this just now. Right. Pause right there. Firstly, first thing she's supposed to do, or whoever it is supposed to do, right? You see this vehicle, and by the way, she could have either been on the phone or not observant. But one of the things that you do, if you park up waiting for your gate, and by the way, you do not go and wait for your gate to open. Open your gate a few houses away, so that by the time, right, by the time you reach there, you have time to go inside. Right? But then again, that could be a trap too as well, because if you go inside, they could block you down. Now, I want you to rewind the video a little bit and let us see the time that she has. Right? Now, let's go again. Right, run it forward. There we go. Vehicle pause. Stop. Firstly, it's a wing road or a wagon. You know that that is a bandit choice of vehicle because they're so dotish, they don't drive anything else. Right? They drive things resembling a hearse. So these fellas and them stop. That is alert number 1. Alert number 2, when you see that back door open, right? You see man come out and back door open, the first thing you're supposed to do is hit the gas pedal and to hell was with that door. Lego pressure and blaze trail and get out of there. Watch what takes place. Watch. Vehicle gone. Vehicle gone. You see, young people these days have to understand what all you're doing outside there. You see, you pull up by a gate, your phone should be the last thing you should be on. Right? You should be always aware of your surroundings. When you park up there waiting for your gate open, you should see that car to the back coming up, and your eyes should catch that car pulling up the left. As soon as that car stops, you know what's going on. Blaze trail, mash X and go. Head to the nearest populated area. Get out of there. They open the door, squeeze the backside, squeeze them, let the guts fall out right there. Do what you have to do for self-preservation. This is to protect your life, because you don't know if they, as a young lady, you don't know if they could have taken you and raped you, God forbid. So young people, be careful outside there for me, please. Let's go again, guys. Right? Yeah, go ahead. All right, now take a look at this. Different property. Man going down the road. Right, make a U-turn. Right. Taking a peep to see what's going on over the gate. Right, scope out something. Tell yourself, well, all right, time for me to jump over the gate. Realize that he can't get through the gate through the normal way. Trying to unlock, can't unlock. And while he doing that, he making noise there. And while he making noise, all you know them dog ears and them done gone up already. Once the people have dogs and them tell themselves, well, here what happened. Something going on there. So my boy continuing. The normal thing now. Nothing strange. Normal thing what cockroaches, whose mother and father has benefit from these fellas' activities. Nothing strange. Because the mother and father and the family does encourage this type of dotish behavior. And in some cases, the government does give them contracts too. So my boy decide that here what happened. Good, I get the gate open now. Time to go in. Right? Right, there we go. Right, dog grab him. They grab him. Watch, dog done grab him already. He trying to shake the dog off. He can't shake the dog off. Right, but that dog should have grabbed his gizzard and his liver and scatter it all over the ground. Because you see, these fellas and them are a menace, and all they want to do, right? Look, they come out there now to watch. Una come out there now to see. Boy, he should have done take a big wood and Lego big wood in his tail, right? And Lego blows left, right, and center. That man shouldn't even get a chance to go so far. I don't know, nah. I really don't know. This is where we reach. And like I said, within the confines of the law, do we have to do? But you see a man come on your property to distress and cause pressure upon you. Here what happening? Police are helping you these days, you know. You need to stand up and do what is necessary to save your family. Right? And who vex? Hard luck. Let's go again. Check my boy now. And I don't know why it is this man does always remind me of this fella from Sesame Street. Right? My partner have a place called the Ranch Barbecue and Grill in Philippines. And the court ordered him. Several residents complained about the noise level from the venue, parking issues, and people urinating on walls and throwing garbage onto their premises. They were told not to use or set off fireworks. Imagine this man from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management. And he had to be told not to set off fireworks by the courts. Right? Events at the venues are to be held on Fridays, Saturdays, and public holidays until 10 p.m. and no events is to be held on a religious holiday. She also ordered that the 5 residents who are part of the legal matter be given written notice 7 days before an event is held. All karaoke events are to be held in a soundproof enclosed area, and at no time it is to be held on the open air deck. You see, I don't know why, and it's supposed to be, this man is an intelligent man, right? Dr. Stephen Ramrup. But oh God, boy, why things have to reach this way? And I continue to say it, because, and by the way, I don't notice no noise at all. There was a bar located right to the back of me, about 1 or 2 properties away. And they used to have their fete every weekend, noise like crazy, and I highlighted it on this program. And 1 week after it stopped, because I tell them fellas and them, all you consider the elderly people and the sick in all the area now, boy. Not only that, it have people who have children who's studying and don't want to grow up to be a louse like you. Not Dr. Stephen Ramrup I'm talking about in general. You understand? At the end of the day, if all you want to make all your noise, for God's sake, go in a bush somewhere and make your noise now. But again, you have so many people who do this dotishness, and they're encouraging the Venezuelans to encourage this stupidness. And by the way, my wife and I, we were seated on Montrose Main Road today, waiting for some business. And 2 Venezuelans passed. Best that they passed naked. They have to put some law in place where all these people thing was hanging out, back, front, side, everything. And they have no shame. They have no shame. What has happened to all you? Something wrong with all you? Cover up all yourself at least now. Have some decency now. Ratana clothes selling cheap. Right? I mean, what message we sending for our young people? But then again, it's Trinidad. That is normal. But you can't go in license office without slippers. But you could just like a skittle all over the road. Anyway, time for me to have a little return, relax myself here, because I need to re-energize again. Let's go again, guys. Passad, the food king, the owner, the couple aged 78 went to sleep at around 9:30 p.m. and awoke to 6 men, one armed with a gun, in their house at around 3 a.m. The bandits assaulted the couple, 78-year-old couple, before tying their hands with plastic straps and covering their faces. They then emptied a vault containing 10,000, 3,000 cash, a Smith & Wesson ammunition, a Remington shotgun and ammunition, 2 Samsung mobile phones, a DVR, and gold jewelry before making their escape. Investigators said the bandits forced open a window at the side of the house and left through the front door. How many times have we seen this? But here what happened, in this picture, something caught my eye. And I want Passad and them to address it. Zoom into that picture. To Mr. Passad and his family. Where is that tent right now? Is it on the road? And not only that, where's these sidewalks? Where's these sidewalks? Please tell me where the hell the sidewalk is, please. Go to the other side. All you're going and plant on the sidewalk? Come now, man. You see, and this is one thing I say, in Trinidad, yes, we are concerned about crime and we are concerned about, how we're taking a toll. But we ourselves have to change our attitude when it comes to breaking the law too as well. Because that partner is a sidewalk that you have your plants on. And if I was living next door, I could tell you that here, for me to walk, I would have walked all over them plants on them. Because that is real dotation spreads. Let's go again. This is Mr. Nanan, right in the back there, toying with these people from National Geographic. About 50 persons came down and they were exploring the bird sanctuary and right? Of course, I surprised people still coming down, right? But what happened is that Mr. Nanan did not show them, he did not take them to a part of the mangrove where we have a species, that is not so extinct, which is Criminitis bandiditis, right? And guys, if I look at zoom in on the left side, please, right? It's hard to detect, right? But if I watch carefully in the photo, right, let's see him there. This is, pull the photo, right, good, there it is. This is something that the foreigners didn't see. Right? This is something they didn't see at all. And many of us know about this because right now we under attack from this unendangered species. So foreigners, when you come in, make sure all over Trinidad and Tobago, and this is a message to all the foreigners, look out for this. It is not an endangered species. And in fact, this species will look for you before you look for it. Yes, there it is. Let's go again, guys. Right. You know, when I saw this, I had to laugh. The TTPS, the bars people from entering the service because of tattoos. And the tattoos does not have, for example, it ain't no ganja sign, it ain't no gun sign, it ain't no rude and disgusting thing. If you have a tattoo, you are the bad. And this is why. This is what I tell you, this man, this judge is a sensible judge. Just like most of the judges, in fact, all the judges that they have in the high courts. But what happened is that, you see, I still don't know why they didn't invite them to the presidential thing, to the opening of parliament and thing. Anyway, a high court judge, right, has deemed a police policy on recruits with tattoos discriminatory and ill-advised. And there is an evident dichotomy and inequality of treatment with respect to potential recruits and serving officers in relation to visible tattoos. And there is no apparent justification for a blanket prohibition against visible tattoos. On Tuesday, he declared the rights of a Debe graphic artist were violated by the unconstitutional and illegal policy. But isn't it fact that Roger Alexander have a set of tattoos on his skin? So to join the service, you cannot have, but after you join the service, you could put on. That is what you call illiteracy to the max. But come back to that. He also said the police should focus on more important things, especially given the state of crime. No, but you see, the police wouldn't do that. How the police going to focus on something like crime? The police, remember, Fitzgerald Hines' position is not to keep trying to keep we safe. That is not his role. His role is current role. That is what his role is because it can't be nothing else. Let's go again. Forget the rest of that, yes? Let's go again. Next slide. 2 special reserve police officers were due to appear before the court for varying offenses, including robbery with aggravation and shoplifting. And I've said it before. The small fries being charged while criminals in khaki running brothels, illegal gun and drug prostitution rings and being promoted and commended. And this is the TTPS we have outside there, and this is the TTPS that the Police Service Commission supporting. And I say this without apology. The Professional Standards Bureau know of a few cases with senior officers and the Professional Standards Bureau doing nothing. So you have 2 rubbish trucks. Not the Police Service Commission, the Police Complaints Authority, right? And the PSB, both of them same thing. And what do you expect? Let's go again, guys. Stolen Trinidad and Tobago sign replaced in New York City. Imagine we so sad in this country, right? That wherever Trinidad and Tobago is like a super blight. Right? It's like a super blight. New York, imagine somebody thief the Trinidad and Tobago sign, the street sign in New York. Pull back up Miranda, guys. I didn't get to big them up. Right? And you know, this is our brand. I just want to tell people, if you do not get this brand at your supermarket, change your supermarket. Because what happens is that I'll tell you something. Many companies out there pay rent for space. And Moran refuses to do that because why? You see, when you pay rent for the space in the supermarkets, the prices will go up. And this is why where this product is sold, the prices are excellent. Whether it is you buy their corned beef, their sardine, their peas and carrots, their rice, no matter what it is you buy from them, prices are going to be top of the line. And by the way, many of you don't know this. Let me explain something to you. You see, a lot of the rice and corned beef and all those things that you get coming from all over the world. Many of them are manufactured by the same factory. And similar to China, you could get what grade you want, high grade or low grade. And what happens is that this factory, as I've said before, this is one of the best corned beefs that you could get in the market. A lot of them, when you open it up, you get a set of fat in it, high quality stuff. Sardines, top of the line, as I said before, and all the other products. Give them a call, 744-5555, to stock Miran at your supermarket or at your mini-mart. Let's go again, guys. Sheikh Lisha, right? This is from my partner, Sheikh. And I do this so that they would deal with this one time. This gentleman caused real bacchanal because he decided that he going to go straight through on a red light by Monroe Road. This gentleman here. And I know that Sheikh Lisha and them don't allow this kind of dotish driving. They don't allow this kind of thing. So therefore, this gentleman, I ain't want nobody fired. But what means that drivers must be cautioned about their dotishness. I was there today, and I was in a lineup where we couldn't go through because my boy decided that he going to pull up and block the whole way by Monroe Road there. Right? So that kind of dotishness. Let's go again, guys. Hey, let's see this. Zoom into that there for me. That's my tire, by the way. Zoom in. This is on the road that was paved about a year ago on Akbar Trace. Watch all that time and doing nothing about all the contracts. Now here what's happening. I want somebody in engineering to advise me. Because if, let me go to the other pictures. I want to show you something. Right, let me go on. Move on. Oh yeah, PCR 1777. You're driving on the shoulder by Shogunas. Come now, man. Don't be an idiot. You're driving like a fool. Right? Oh yeah, not TDE 958. It is safe. They're on the lane. But wait, that vehicle, the vehicle next to him, that PDG. Zoom in. PDG 3699. Biting the shoulder by Shogunas and coming up the road. You were on the shoulder. Right? Hard lock. Let's go again. Maxi, as usual, driving dotish 8CB 3348. Again, driving on the shoulder, trying to squeeze in. Going again. Well, why it is in everything you must have a Maxi doing dotishness, why? HAY 6538, driving like a yayan. And putting people's life at risk. Well done, idiot. Let's go again. PCC, is that 1876? Yeah. PCC 1876. Boy, let me tell you something. This Samsung Ultra 23 is our boss. And this is what has had me taking out all them pictures and them from a distance. Some of these pictures and them just come from almost quarter mile, you know. Right? I'm just kidding about that, baby. Let's go again. This is where you go to collect your visas. And I want the US Embassy to please look into this. Because this is where people have to pass through to park. And by the way, that piece of property is not owned by DHL, but I noticed there's a gate there. So I don't know. I think this is government reserve, which I think it is, right? And this is where you have to pass through and go and get your visa. You know, DHL as an international company should have some shame. But not only that, come back to me. I went to collect a visa there recently. And where you have to go, the elderly have to go up a little flight of stairs, very steep. But not only that, there is no wheelchair access. And this is what we do in Trinidad. Like today, when I went PriceSmart, the 3 people parked up by the disabled sign, none of them disabled. But I could tell you they're stupid for parking up there. Let's go again, guys. Idiot, park up by Bobby's, right? The normal nuisance. TDX 4336, park up like a yayan. Going again. TBZ 1378, park up like a yayan again. And of course, we have the truck behind him, park up like a yayan too as well. Let's go again. This place, White Boy Auto, is nothing more than, watch where they have this rack with car parts and watch where they have their tent. Literally, there is no sidewalk here because of these idiots. And I've said it before, the village council in Bamboo needs to wake up instead of sleeping and doing something, because this is not something that should be allowed. This is the height of stupidity. And talking about stupidity, my boy here decided close to Bokal Road, going up to the Monroe Road flyover, that he will pull in front of everybody and watch the dummy. Zoom into that number big for me, please. Right? So at least people will see. No, pull it up bigger. Yes. I want everybody to see Mr. Stupid. Right? Because look, this can't be smart driving. You have to be an idiot to want to do what you're doing. Totally dotish. Totally dotish. Let's go again. All you see this piece of road? The Ministry of Works did the whole cremation site road. And this section, just about maybe about 100 or 200 feet, they decided to leave. And this piece of road falling apart. So the whole road good, right? 90% of the road good now, and they leave 10%. This 10% they leave, and this road falling apart. That is what you call the height of stupidity. Let's go again, guys. Also, all over the highways, when you're going down Chaguanas, a lot of the new areas that they have repaved falling apart. Come back to me. In fact, no, run through some of those pictures for me. I'll run you through. Go ahead. Right? Makoya, when you're going up by Dabadi there by Price Smart, there's an area, the whole area that they did over, the whole area falling apart. And one of the things, and by the way, oh, look at this, come, zoom up. Bamboo people fed up with people coming down here and making U-turn. So what they do, they put sandbag and they put a coconut stump to stop people from making U-turns here. Imagine you have to do that to get people so they wouldn't break the law. And that is the height of stupidity. Broad daylight, and these fellas on the highway riding with a bicycle. Where else in the world you don't see this type of illiteracy? Where else? Where else in the world you don't see men on a bicycle riding on a highway? And the highway is 100 kilometers, 120 kilometers, whichever direction you're going. And at the end of the day, these fellas and them causing traffic to slow down and people to drive under the speed limit. Way under the speed limit. I don't know how much kilometers, but anyway, this was causing stress. Let's go again, guys. This is what I was talking about. Newly paved areas all over the country falling apart. And the reason that they are falling apart, I was told by an engineer, it is because the sand content that they are using in repairing the highways. Watch this. What's that section there on the right? New section paved over, you know. An entire stretch by Trinity there on the highway heading west. That area is falling apart. And this area that they did by Price Smart there, this is also falling apart. And these are areas that they did not too long ago. And the reason is the sand content in the mix for the asphalt is so much that it's causing the roads to not hold together and it's falling apart. But Rohan again, God bless him, he has proven to be a failure of magnificent proportions. My friends, it's 9:29. And unfortunately, I have now run out of time. It's an hour and a half. I would like to thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, there's a repeat of this program on Saturday. Yeah, let's run through the last slide. Right. Oh, this is in Caroni. In Cunupia. And I pass there every single time. And in this area, there's this fridge there with a curse word on it. And imam will pass there, pundit will pass there, priest will pass there. And everybody who living in that area will see this curse word every day, seeing this word, and children reading that every day when they pass. And not one person decides that here we're happening, boy, we're going to take a little paintbrush and paint it over. Not even the clowns that live in there will decide that they want to cover that up. They're so proud that that is something they're going to have in front of the house. Idiots, you know. And then we wonder why we're in a mess that we're in. Anyway, this is where we have to end it off. God bless you, and I apologize for not being able to take calls. And of course, I look forward to seeing you this weekend at Grillian. Come out in your numbers. We're adding more stuff for the children to do. We are looking to add more seating area, etc. That's coming up in a week or two. So look forward to all those things so that you could come, because it's one of the safest places. It's just 7 minutes from Grand Bazaar. You know, and like I say, you're seeing where your vehicle is parked. You're in a safe environment. I mean, at the end of the day, this thing about parking up on the road and in days for that done, right? Or parking up in a back road somewhere, days for that done. All right, so take care, folks, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. All right, Assalamu alaikum and good evening.